Hello everyone, named Jalisa, JJ Moon 2 Social Reviews everybody. Right now everyone, I'm going to give you basically my top 12 Marvel Cinematic Universe films. Now this is from the worst to best, and again this is my opinion, so I respect yours. If you respect mine, just be respectful towards me and I'll respect towards you. Alright, let's start it off. Number 12 is our Thor the Dark World. Now, at first I used to think Thor the Dark World was, it was better than Thor the film, but here's the thing. Let me just say this about Thor the Dark World. They got, for Thor's character, Chris Hemsworth's Thor, he was excellent. This is how the Thor is supposed to be portrayed. Not a bumbling idiot. He's a leader. He does what's the best for Asgard, and Loki embraces himself as a villain. I love Tom Hiddleston as them. And these two actors, when they're on screen together, they're awesome. But the problem is, when I run it down to how much screen time they're in it together, it's roughly around 30 minutes. And this is a 1 hour and 45-minute film. And the reason why I cannot put this any way higher overall in this list is because it focused too much on Jane and Thor's relationship, and it's the most overly used story. We get more of Selvig in this freaking underwear going crazy than we get some actually good scenes. Malachi's a terrible villain. Certain scenes are not really freaking needed. Sif and the Warriors Tree are not used properly. Odin's a dick. There's nothing really ecstatic about this movie. It was just an okay film. I don't hate this film, but there was no life into this film. Roughly, if Thor and Loki weren't even... Roughly, you get very little screen time with them together. And when it's not them together, the movie's not as great. And for Thor the Dark World, to me, is number 12 on the list. And to me, the Thor franchise is not a good franchise at all. It's number 12 so far, Thor the Dark World. And number 11 is Thor the film. I like this slightly better than Thor the Dark World. And here's the reason why I like it better than Thor the Dark World. One, for the first 30 to 45 minutes, we get of Thor and Asgard and Loki. I loved it. I loved how they went to Jotunheim. I loved how they fought the Frost Giants. I love the special effects. I love how Thor's being all cocky and ready for battle. That's how Thor was as a character at the beginning. He's an immature young boy. As Laufey the Frost Giants once said, hey, your boy's still trying to prove himself a man. Tom Hiddleston's Loki is to me the secret hero of Asgard and the secret hero of all the Thor films. Let me just say this. The reason why Thor is not higher in this is because Thor gets banished. Like any hero, he makes a mistake, and basically at any hero's journey, he makes a mistake, there's a redemption arc, and he must find up his will to succeed and come back and save the day, and basically become the hero that he was always destined to be. But for me, the third act, or basically the middle act, or right after Thor gets banished, I thought he was going to interact with more of the humans, and find out how humans really struggle, and learn the meaning of life, and learning the meaning of struggle, and I thought that would be a great arc. But no, they don't do that. He does the same thing he does on Asgard. He looks at the stars with a beautiful woman, falls in love with her, drinks with the Dr. Selvig, and that basically much is for his redemption arc. And Loki is super rushed as a villain, and I hate the fact, Sif the Warriors Tree, they want Thor back, but Thor started a war from Asgard. Yes, Loki antagonized to get there, but it was Thor's decision, and they still want him back. And it's utterly fucking ridiculous, Thor's arc. He just picks up the hammer because he has to. What did he really fucking learn of his lessons? That he fell in love with a woman, and that's how he shows meaning in life? No, it's fucking ridiculous. He should have interacted more with the humans, see how they struggle, and that would have been a good arc for Thor. But for overall, Thor, the franchise, is bad, in my opinion. This is a 7.5 out of 10. I didn't rank the Thor the Dark World, but I'm giving it a 7.2 out of 10. The Thor, the franchise, is an okay franchise, but hits and misses, and really kills the franchise is Jane Foster, played by Natalie Portman. Natalie Portman is not a bad actress. I love her as an actress. Black Swan, V for Vendetta, Brothers. Yeah, she's a great in those parts. It's that Marvel doesn't know what to do with her, and yeah, they just force it down upon us, the love story, and it's just utterly stupid. That's the reason why the Thor franchises is not doing it for me, just because they're forcing stuff that doesn't need to be forced, and it doesn't focus on things that should have been focused on. Whew, okay, now that I'm off of that little rant about the two Thor movies, let's start off with the top 10. Number 10 is Iron Man 2. Now, this is a film, every single time I see it, I get more and more impressed on how much I like it. I like Justin Hammer as a villain. He was funny. Sam Rockwell's Tony Stark. He's like the sibling that wants to be better than Tony Stark and everything. I love the first 45 minutes how the government wants Tony Stark's Iron Man outfit, and he's not given to him. I love the little courtroom drama. I loved how he's he's sort of dying and he's now getting his drill. I like the introduction of Whiplash, how basically Stark families basically destroyed his family and he wants revenge. And I like how that little dialogue between them, like, if you could make God bleed, then people will cease to exist, cease to believe in him, and then the sharks will come. There will be blood in the water. And I just love that entire dialogue scene, and I really thought it was going to live up to hype. But they introduced Black Widow, which was, okay, you needed to add her because you need to make the Avengers movie. And I liked the thing with War Machine at the end against Whiplash, but overall, it was hit and misses in so many places. The middle act just dragged everything down, and the third act, you just get, okay, predictable thing, hero versus villain. It's a 7.8 out of 10. I like it slightly better. It's like a C+ movie to me, but overall, it's not my favorite movie of all the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It does grow on me a little bit more, but it's still not the best. Now, number 9, everyone's going to hate me for this and going to dislike it, but it's Ant-Man. Now, here's the thing. Paul Rudd's Ant-Man as Ant-Man is fucking amazing. I love Ant-Man. I love his character. He's one of my top 10 Marvel Cinematic Universe characters. I like Hank Pym. Here's the thing. There are a couple issues that keep it from being great. One, the forcing a love interest, just like the Thor franchise. They're trying to force Paul Rudd's character, Ant-Man, with the future Wasp character, which I think is going to be a good thing for Evangeline Lilly. I'm happy that she's going to be Wasp. But it kind of felt like a little bit too forced. I did not enjoy his crew. I thought it was very stereotypical, his crew, about his thieving and all that stuff. I didn't really enjoy it that much for that. It's a great comedy in many senses, but the third act fails because basically the villain is a cliche. Oh, I'm bad for being bad. There's no real true way. There's no real backstory. It's another typical Marvel villain. And that's where it suffers. But overall, Ant-Man is a very good time to have fun in the movies. I enjoyed myself. It's a B+ movie. It's a 8.7 out of 10. It's not a bad film. It's just there's so many Marvel Cinematic Universe films, and I have to put it lower on the list. So Ant-Man is not my favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe film, but it definitely deserves on the top 20 or top 25 because it's a pretty dang good film. And overall, I enjoy Ant-Man. But it didn't make it nowhere near the top 5. So it's number 9 on the list. Number 8, in my opinion, and to me, this is just a very underrated movie. It's The Incredible Hulk. I love Tim Roth as Abomination, or Emil Blonsky, as you like to call him. I like his backstory that he's a soldier and he wants to fight against something as powerful or be as something as powerful. And I like that drill that at least he ain't totally one-dimensional like all Marvel villains. And I like how Edward Norton's An Incredible Hulk, even though I like Mark Ruffalo's version a little bit better, but Edward Norton did such a great job with Bruce Banner. I liked it. And what happened to Betty, his love interest? I mean, seriously, what the fuck happened to her? We're not going to include it in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but no. I like the whole thing with the General, too. It makes a good film. It's a very good film. I enjoyed this. This was my favorite Hulk film. I like it better than the Eric Bana version. And yeah, what can I say? An Incredible Hulk is a very underrated film. It's a B+ film, just like Ant-Man, but I gave it a slightly little higher than Ant-Man. It's an 8.8 out of 10. Really dang good film. Also like how it takes place in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Really did enjoy that. Okay, now number 7 on the list. Everyone's going to hate me for this for not putting it lower, but it's Iron Man 3. Here's the thing. The Mandarin twist, yes, it's a flaw, but it doesn't take away from the rest of the movie. I enjoy Tony Stark going through a post-traumatic stress disorder. I enjoy him interacting with a kid. I enjoy him fighting bodyguards without freaking suddenly using his mind of making his own weapons. I like that very much. I like how they joke about Iron Patriots and War Machine rocks, and all that stuff. Gwyneth Paltrow and Robert Downey Jr.'s chemistry with each other is good as well. I like Guy Pearce as a villain. You know, he ain't the Mandarin no matter how many times it is it. And yes, the thing is, this film would have been lower on my list if I knew who the Mandarin was in the comics, but I never did read about the Mandarin in the comics, so I didn't care. But overall, it does have to suffer points for that because it didn't stay true. And if I was a big fan of Mandarin, if I was a big fan of Mandarin and I went to see this film would have been utter trash to me. But overall, what can I say? Overall, I enjoyed this film. Ben Kingsley did a great film and a great performance, and this is to me a pretty dang great film in my opinion. Out of a 10, I'm gonna give it 8.8 out of 10. Same thing like the Incredible Hulk score, but overall, it's a dang good time. You'll have a couple laughs in it, but yeah, Iron Man 3 is number 7 on the list. Now, number 6 on the list is a movie I don't have right now, but it's Avengers: Age of Ultron. Now, for Avengers: Age of Ultron, I did a video of top 10 issues with Avengers: Age of Ultron. But Age of Ultron is just like, how should I do it? It's like a clusterfuck mess, but it's so fucking entertaining you don't want to leave. The first act is great, how they're infiltrating Hydra and basically Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver are against them. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the second act, how basically, right after, I enjoyed this movie right after The Farm. After The Farm, it's really not that good. They really forced Black Widow and Hulk's romance on us real fucking quick. That came out of nowhere to me, that relationship. It would have made more sense if she went with Hawkeye or Captain America. Or Captain America, really, because they did a Winter Soldier together. Come on, there had to be something. They built it up. But with the Avengers: Age of Ultron, there was no build to the relationship of Hulk and Black Widow. Nick Fury did not need to be in this movie. He came back after one movie to presume to be dead, but he just had to show himself again. Not that I mind Samuel Jackson making another appearance, but what can I say? And Ultron is so underused as a villain. I mean, James Spader, I enjoy you playing Ultron, but what can I say? He's not used totally properly. He doesn't kill a lot of villains. His Dirt Act or his final master plan is horrendous. It was very predictable. I hated Quicksilver's death. There was hardly any point to the third act. Right after Hulk versus Hulkbuster, I believe the true villains of this movie was Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. They did more fucking damage than Ultron. To me, Ultron didn't do shit. And I liked the introduction of Vision. Really enjoyed Vision. Can't wait to see more of him. But Age of Ultron is a hot mess, but overall it has good moments. I am going to see the extended edition. I'm going to see the extended edition, the deleted scenes. I just need to see it just to see if it's a better film. And that's why I'm going to judge it later upon. And maybe it'll be higher on the list. But if, let's say, for instance, in the near future, they don't have Black Widow or Hulk's romance, or if Quicksilver is permanently dead, then this film will go down lower on the list. Then it will never get higher because you have these two storylines of his death and Black Hulk Widow's relationship, and it's never mentioned throughout the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. Then I'll put this film lower on the list because it wasn't fucking needed then. Alright, let's start off with the top 5, everyone. I know I'm going on super long, but let's start off. Number 5 is Captain America: The First Avenger. Great casting choices. I love the beginning of this film, how Steve Rogers is young and how he signs up for the army. I love his relationship with Peggy Carter, played by Haley Atwell. I loved it. Love his relationship with Bucky. I like how they stayed true to the comics in a way, and it was corny. It's a corny mess, but overall, I love Captain America: The First Avenger. It's a great freaking film. I love the final act, how he puts the plane in the water. What can I say? And then he wakes up and it's a different time. He says, "I have a date." That was soul crushing right there. And overall, The First Avenger is a fantastic film. It's a more complete than Avengers: Age of Ultron. And overall, I love Captain America: The First Avenger. I gave it a 9 out of 10. Also, Hugo Weaving's Red Skull, very good character. Okay, number 4 is none other than Iron Man, the first Iron Man. Here's the name. Tony Stark as Iron Man is just a perfect fit. Jeff Bridges, yes, he was a predictable villain. Yes, the ending was kind of predictable. But overall, it was an origin story. You get this redemption arc, you build the character up, and basically he has to go all through these trials to make everything better. And ultimately he does. It's a fantastic fucking film. It's probably one of my favorite origin Marvel superhero films of all time. I think this is my favorite Marvel origin film of all time. But overall, it's a great fucking film. Thor, whoever directed Thor the movie should have looked at this for a blueprint just to see, okay, there's a flawed character. He has a fall. We build him up. He has trouble along the way, and we build him up again. Thor, what the fuck? You couldn't have followed by this perfect example of what it means to be a hero? Iron Man, the first film, was fucking fantastic. I gave this film like a 9.3 out of 10. I love this film. Check it out. Number 4. My number 3 pick is The Avengers, the first one. Everyone complains about the Avengers for so many things. Captain America's suit, yes, it's god-awful. Hawkeye's reduced to being a brainwashed character. Black Widow, to me, I didn't feel like Scarlett Johansson Black Widow was a true Black Widow. I love Mark Ruffalo's Hulk. Thor is there to fight against Loki. Tony Stark's Iron Man. It's a hot mess, but it was a simple mess. It's a simple way to go for the Marvel movie. It didn't have to rely on nothing else, just being a movie against a villain and how they had to band together to be one. And overall, the Marvel The Avengers is a fantastic film, in my opinion. It's a 9.4 out of 10. It's good for kids, good for teenagers, good for adults, for old people. It's good for everybody, in my opinion. Marvel The Avengers was, to me, a great film, and it's still a 9.4 out of 10, even though I do have complaints with it. Don't get me wrong, there are a couple things I complain about, but overall, 9.4 out of 10. My second one on the list is Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, I've watched this film like 7 times already. It's a fairly simple story. It's all these characters are band together. They're all outlaws in their own way. One of them's a murderer, one of them's works for a mass murder. Two of them are basically, I forgot that they're bounty hunters, and one of them's a thief. And I just like how they all interacted together. And what I like about Guardians of the Galaxy is that they felt more like a more family unit than the Avengers. And overall, Guardians of the Galaxy, I love it. Even though I don't think like certain characters like Glenn Close and some other minor characters didn't get to be used properly. And the villain is one-dimensional Ronan, the Accuser. But overall, it's a great time. It's great fun. Children will enjoy it. Everyone will enjoy it. Guardians of the Galaxy is probably one of the best. I believe this is on my top 10 list for sure. But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy, better check it out. It's number 2 on the list. And my favorite of the Marvel Cinematic Universe films, and then the one right behind me, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Everything was a hands upon. It blew everything out of mine. Captain America was a straight up utter badass. We had introduction to the Falcon. Nick Fury did a great job. Scarlett Johansson Black Widow was amazing. I like how they interacted with one another, how the relationship grew, and I love so many great moments about this. Hydra's involved. It raises the stake for future Marvel films. It gave little Easter eggs, basically. Okay, Hawkeye's there, Iron Man's there. They gave introduction. They gave credit to other of the Marvel Cinematic Universe films, and they let it go on other stages to bring out other films. And overall, The Winter Soldier was, to me, a great fucking movie. It's a 9.5, 9.6 out of 10 for me. I love this fucking movie. It's simply a near perfected Marvel Cinematic Universe film. It is the best Marvel Cinematic Universe film. It raises everything. The stakes are higher and everything's good. Beginning, middle act, the plot, the twist, everything is fucking fantastic with this movie. Number 1 is Captain America: Winter Soldier. Easily my favorite of Marvel Cinematic Universe films. Now, everyone, this is my own personal opinion, so leave a comment down below. Let me know. Respect my opinion. I'll respect yours. And yeah, everyone, I'm very excited for the new Captain America Civil War movie. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully it will be as great as Winter Soldier, and I can't wait for the future Marvel films such as Black Panther, the Inhumans, the 2 Avengers movie, and Doctor Strange. And I said that kind of weird, Doctor Strange. But yeah, overall, top 12 Marvel Cinematic Universe films. This is it. It's worst the best. Let me leave a comment down below. My name's Elise, everyone. I'm going to sign off, everyone. You have good, everybody. Bye.